So the Rodecaster Pro is arguably one of the best tools for creating podcasts, but I am going to look at this device from the perspective of being a musician. So in today's video, we're going to be finding out, can you record a song through the Rodecaster Pro? Let's find out. Let's roll the intro. What's going on, guys? I hope you're all doing safe and well. If we're just meeting, welcome to the channel. My name is Connor Wells. I am a videographer, podcast producer, photographer, and on the side, a musician as well. This channel was obviously a bit of a music-based channel, but we switched it up a little bit. But for today, we are switching it back, and I am very, very intrigued to see with the Rodecaster Pro, which is one of my favorite bits of tech that I own. I love this device. It is so versatile. I use it in quite a lot of videos, and I use it for a lot of client work as well when I'm recording other people's podcasts. But I want to find out today, can you use the Rodecaster Pro to record a song? Now, to set the scene and give a little bit of context, I am mainly a singer and a guitarist, so we're not going to be adding like drums and bass and piano, synths and keys to all of it. We're just going to keep it nice and simple. We're going to try and see if we can use channel 1 and channel 2 to record a guitar and vocals at the same time. I'm very intrigued to see how this goes. So yeah, let's get everything set up. So first of all, we need a microphone. So I've just gone to my gear cage and got a few microphones. So obviously this one is the one you probably are most known seeing on the channel, and this is the Rode Pod mic. This is a great mic for like voiceovers, podcasting, even streaming. I pretty much use this microphone only when I'm streaming, so if you want to catch me on a live stream, just chatting, chilling to some lo-fi beats and talking all things creative, subscribe to the channel and you'll see it there. So obviously these inputs are XLR inputs, so we've got the male XLR end, and that will go into the back of the Rodecaster Pro. We won't be using the Rode Pod mic today. What we're going to be using is this. This is a Shure SM58 or 7, I always forget. I'll put it in the description below. But yeah, this is a microphone designed for singing, speaking, live events, and all that sort of stuff. So I've just actually set up another camera here so I can record the Rodecaster. So I've plugged this in and we are getting a signal. As you can see, it's bouncing up and down, which is great. So we're not peaking, which is good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the audio processing on because that will save me a little bit of time in, the editing of it. I'm not the best at recording music, like mixing and mastering. I don't really use Logic. So when I'm recording covers, I literally pretty much edit everything in Final Cut Pro, which is a little bit B-tech, but it actually works surprisingly well when I've recorded covers. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into the settings now that I know that I'm getting a clear signal and it's working. So at the moment, the Rodecaster Pro has loads of different mic options. So you've got Rode Pod mic, the Procaster, the Rode Broadcaster NT1 for like voiceovers. You've also got two options here, which are condenser and dynamic. Now this microphone is a dynamic microphone, so we're going to hit it to that. We're also going to lower the volume a little bit. Now usually I have it set on at about 40, 38 sometimes, but we've lowered it here to about 34, so that's fine there. Voice, now we need to change that. It's going to be coming across quite strong because we're singing, so let's change voice strength to strong and tone. I'll just keep that to medium for now. I don't really think I've got a high voice. I don't think I've got a deep voice, so we're just going to keep it to medium, not corpse husbands. So yeah, we're going to keep it on medium. Now, this is going to be the interesting part. Channel 2 is obviously going to be for the guitar. We're just going to keep it simple. One vocal, one guitar. Let's see what we can do with this. Now, I'm going to go get some guitar equipment and a mic stand as well, and we're going to see what we can do with this. Right, so as you can see from the desk layout, we've got a few things set up. So obviously, most guitars take a jack input, which is this thing here. Now, the Rodecaster Pro has those inputs, but only for the headphones and for attaching the Rodecaster Pro to speakers. So if you want to use this thing at a live event and record it, you can. You plug it into speakers. Now, this takes XLR. So what I've done is I've taken the male XLR into the Rodecaster Pro and putting the female XLR into this. This is the Fishman Aurora Spectrum DI. It's basically sort of a a preamp effects pedal. It also works as a DI box for live events, and it also just really makes your guitar sound really nice and gives it a few bits of effects. So it's on tuner mode at the moment, so there's no signal coming in when I tap it. But then if I turn the tuner off and I'm tapping that, I can see on the screen the level is bouncing up and down, so we are getting a signal, which is great. That's a good sign. Now, this thing comes in really hot, so we're going to have to make some adjustments to the Rodecaster Pro. So at the moment it's set on pod mic. I have no idea what I'm going to set this to. I'm just going to put it on dynamic for now. Level. Now currently it's on level 35, so we really need to change that. So we're going to change that all the way down. I wish it was a slider, that'd be cool. We're going to change this to 14 for now. It's coming in a little bit weaker now, which is good. So we're going to keep it on level 14. Audio processing. Let's see. I'm going to keep the audio processing off. So I don't need the compressor, don't need the de-esser, do not need the noise gate. Or I could just press processing off. So all the audio processing is off. Voice doesn't really matter because the audio processing is off there, so that's great that the Rodecaster Pro has turned that off. I've got some headphones here. Yep, I can hear myself through this microphone, which is great. So I'm going to hit record there, and this is what it sounds like using the Shure SM58 or SM57. I always forget, but this is what it sounds like talking through it through the Rodecaster Pro. So yeah, let's turn that off. And we will go and get a guitar and a mic stand and do the first test and see if I can get like a nice sort of clear signal through this for recording a song. Let's get a mic stand and a guitar. Right, so here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We have got a guitar, we've got a mic, we've got a mic stand. Let's plug everything in and we shall hit record and see what we can come up with. Now, let's have a look. So I'm going to check the levels. So the mic level is absolutely fine. That's good. It's not peaking. It's just hitting that just under the minus 12 decibels. Let's check the guitar. So guitar's a little bit quiet, so that could probably come up a touch. Cool. So that's perfect. The one thing we want to make sure is that the guitar isn't louder than the microphone. That wouldn't be good. So let me just double check. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check. Whoa, yes. So that's great. The guitar is lower volume than the microphone, so happy days there. Now, obviously, this thing is not designed for recording music, so we're going to have a little bit of a problem with effects, because most of the time, and most singers will probably prefer to have a little bit of reverb on the vocals, you know, a nice little bit of echoey sort of delay, and same on the guitar. Now, the Rodecaster Pro isn't designed for that, so it doesn't have reverb, so we're going to have to find some little workaround with that, but let's try a song and we'll see what the results are. So yeah, here we go. Tastes like strawberries on a summer evening, and it sounds just like a song. I want more berries. Cool. So let's stop recording there. So I could clearly see from the monitor, and everything was coming through nice and crystal clear. I could even hear the vocals a little bit. I've got the headphones turned up a little bit louder than I would have, but yeah, it all sounded good to me. So let's move over to Final Cut Pro and have a look at this footage and see what we can do with the reverb and editing. And then if it's all worked out well, what I'll do, I'm going to take all this setup to a recording studio room, and we're going to record an actual song. So yeah, let's switch over to the computer. Right, so we have just jumped over to Final Cut Pro. I've had a look at the footage so far from today's video, and it sounds great. Now, obviously, I did mention the fact that when we're recording with the Rodecaster Pro, we do not have any like audio effects. So we don't have any reverb, we don't have any echo, any chorus, flanger, all that sort of stuff, like tremolo and stuff. So we're going to aim to fix that. So what I've done here is I've got the footage here in Final Cut Pro. This is from the edit of the video, so this is all color graded and everything. I've got the multicam set up from the other angle as well. What I've done with this audio here is I've changed the pan mode to music, got a few surround compressors and a bass enhancer on it. What I'm going to do now is I have downloaded this, a Tao Togu audio line. It's by them, I believe, and this is basically just like a reverb plugin. So I'm going to drag that over onto the audio track, and as you can see, there it has appeared. Happy days. So we're going to go into the parameters of it. Now, I've tested this one before, and it just needs a little bit more modulation to it. So I've added the reverb plugin into the Rodecaster audio. What I've done now is I've just removed the color grade and color correction and the LUT from the footage itself, so the screen recording and Final Cut Pro can handle the playback. So let's have a little listen to what this reverbed Rodecaster Pro audio sounds like.
Tastes like strawberries on a summer evening, and it sounds just like a song.
Hey, I'm impressed with this. Not tooting my own trumpet, but I am thoroughly pleased with the results of this. There's some nice reverb, there's a nice bit of bass to the vocals and the guitar. So I'm actually pretty happy with this, and it turns out you can record music through a Rodecaster Pro. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move over to a different room at the recording studio, one with a really, really nice backdrop. It's actually where I used to record the Young Broke Musicians podcast. So if you're fans of the channel, you'll probably know this setup already. And I'm going to set everything up, mics, guitars, lighting, everything. We are going to record a song. So we're going to head to the studio.
I swear I don't miss you at all, and I barely still remember who's in the pictures on my wall. 'Cause no, I can't recall your scent, jasmine, tuberose and lily, and your silly French accent, all but forgotten about those eyes, the shade of green that if he'd seen would make L. Scott Fitzgerald cry. But I won't break down a 2 a.m. and call, but I don't miss you at all.
So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see and hear from that little clip, I will post the full song in the next few weeks up on the channel, but it is actually possible to record music through the Rodecaster Pro. It took a little bit of tweaking, but not much effort really was needed, and I'm actually pleasantly surprised with the results. So if you don't have access to a recording studio in your area and you have a Rodecaster Pro, you can record a few like simple tracks through the Rodecaster Pro. I am actually so surprised and so impressed with the sound of it. Thank you very much for watching this video and enjoying my little experiment. If you're new around here, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. My name is Connor Wells, and I will see you in the next video. Stay safe. Peace.